we may have from journalists online. Right, we'll start with,
Boa tarde, Rúben Dias, Nuno Mato Santeirão. Queria perguntar-lhe se o selecionador assim entender, se nos pode...
Good afternoon.
Está completamente apto para poder...
Can you confirm whether or not Pep is fit to play against Czechia tomorrow? I think everything's okay. Good afternoon, Rúben. Do you know who your partner is going to be at centre back? No, we don't know. They've asked you whether or not Pepe will play or who will play with you. Do you know whether you'll be playing with two other centre backs or just one? I don't know. What's the group like? It's the early stages of an important competition, very experienced group, but also very young players. How's the interaction between all of you? How are you all feeling? I'll say we're ready. There's a good mix between experience and younger players. Even some of the most experienced players have been in competitions such as this one together. And so, you know, the fact that we've been through tough times together and tough competitions together, we know where we can improve, where we can be better, and this helps us more and more build this team spirit that will help us through a competition like this one. Portugal is shown as one of the favorites to win this Euros, not just because Portugal is one of the best teams in the world, but because Ronaldo plays for Portugal. He's one of the best players in the world. Do you think you're a target for all opponents? Well, I'd rather not think about who is or who is not favored. We all know the type of quality we have. We know that we can go on to do something special, but, and I've just said this during the flash interview, it all depends on our ability to come together after each moment, and I'm talking about the time and the games in September, in February, March. We play in clubs and everything's different when we're together as a national team. We know about the context, so not everything is new, but like I said, we need to come together again. This is very important, very relevant. We need, after each time we're together, we need to come together. And so after a very busy season, our minds have to be crisp and fresh, our energy levels need to be up. There will be trials, but we need to overcome the hurdles and obstacles, and that's going to make the difference. After the game against Croatia in the mixed zone, you said it was a time to take stock of what had happened. I'd like to know what happened after that game, and what did you talk about so that what happened against Croatia doesn't happen again. This was a major moment. We needed to reflect, to think about what we're doing. We needed to talk about several things. And the moment when this happened was at the right moment. The Euros is just starting for us. And I feel that because of what happened against Croatia, and because some of the things that should have happened that didn't happen, we're better now. Tomaszek from Czechia said he'd like to do a sombrero like Poborski did to Vitor Bahia. What do you need to do, again, like you did in Prague, so that you can win this match? Things aren't the same. The circumstances are different now. But it's very important to think about our last game in Prague. We need to think of how we felt on the pitch. Tomorrow we're facing a different team, but they're not all that different because some of the major players are still there. And so that allows us to feel confident.
If a team has consistent defenders, it's easier to construct the team unity, and you are definitely the best examples, one of them. What's the key point of a defender to stay always in that level?
Well, I think mostly it's a game you play in your own mind. Consistency, it's probably the most difficult thing in football. You see many people reaching a high level, but staying there, it's a whole nother conversation. And it's about keeping yourself grounded. It's about keep pushing in every circumstance. And obviously, as a team, if we want to build something special and we want to achieve something special, is also about growing up together and going through the difficult moments together and overcoming them together as well.
Boa tarde, Rúben. Romain Lafont, l'equipe. Gostaria de saber se me poderia pouco descrever a maneira de trabalhar do Roberto Martínez.
Can you please describe how Roberto Martinez works? Now, this is going to be a long answer. I'd like to focus on the person we're working with. He makes everything easier. Daily tasks. And also the way he approaches each game, the way we analyze each opponent. He makes it easier for us as players because he communicates in a very straightforward manner, very clear, and that helps us.
Vamos? Yeah.
Hi, Rúben. Davide Chinellato with the Gazzetta in Italy. Question in English, if I might. Cristiano Ronaldo obviously will play in his sixth European Championship tomorrow. I'm curious, as a Portuguese footballer as you are, what Cristiano represents for you besides a teammate?
Well, I would say he represents inspiration. He represents that everything is possible. He represents that you can dream and you can achieve it. He represents a lot of things. But mainly I would like to say that it's obviously a pleasure to have him with us, because more than all these little things or big things, I could say he represents him being with us. In this moment of his career, he represents to us that he really wants to win again, and he's our captain, and obviously we follow him until the end.
Jornal Bola?
Rúben, olá, boa tarde, não travasses para o Jornal da Bola. O Rúben, há bocadinho falámos ali de mix da idade da equipa.
Rúben, we talked about experienced players and younger players. You're somewhere in between. But you're very straightforward in the way you talked to us after the game against Croatia. I'd like to know whether or not you know that you're a player of note in the locker room, if you're a major voice there. No, this is a consequence of my career. I'm here and I end up being one of the most experienced players on our team. There are more experienced players, but this is a result of my career and how far I've come and of what my personality is like. I am one of the most experienced players, that's true. But I try as best I can to convey this experience to my teammates. And basically I want to try and help us be as successful as possible.
From the Czech offensive line.
Well, obviously, I I could be saying names, but first of all, I never like to do so, and second of all, it's never one player that is going to cause us problems. It's more the whole team and the way they play and the way they might arrive to certain areas in order for one player to shine. But we know they can be dangerous, and we'll try and we'll do our best to be ready for it.
Right, we've just got time for 2 more questions. We'll start with the gentleman on the end of that row.
Hi, this is John Jackson. My question is, Portugal is one of the favorite team for a lot of people, and a lot of people expecting probably you guys gonna win the tournament. What you're feeling about that, and does it give you pressure? And
okay. Well, I think it's a bit. You need to. I don't know. It's a bit rushed to say we're the main favorites in the competition. At least I assumed it in that way. The question. I don't think we are, but obviously a very good team, and we have the potential to be very dangerous in the competition. But it will all be down to how we'll grow in the competition. We obviously have many players with a lot of talent, a lot of quality. We have experience also. So we have a good mix of all the things you need, but still you need to find the right momentum and the right mindset to overcome everything that might come in your way.
Yeah.
Boa tarde, Sergio Fernández de Relevo. Quería preguntar, no sé si puedo intentar portuñol o inglés, si no. La nueva norma que hay en la Eurocopa en la que solo los capitanes pueden hablar con el árbitro. I don't know if the new rule, UEFA rule, that only captains can talk.
Yo te entiendo.
Yeah, but for the rest of them. So, do you think you will be able to stay away for the referee in the 90 minutes? Do you think you will be able to keep Pepe away for the referee in the 90 minutes? Do you think just only Cristiano will be allowed to talk to him? Thank you.
As much as we can, obviously, we want to try and respect the laws and obviously the referees, and we'll obviously do our best. We all know that in the game there are moments, and some of those moments are not easy to control as we might think. But I think that the one thing that UEFA wants more than us killing the what we feel in the moment is after we having a reaction, try and control it and try and be respectful to who's in front of you, whatever you might want to say, but say it in a respectful way. And I think there are ways to do that. I think that we can find a fine balance between what UEFA wants, and obviously they know that's the message we got, obviously still reacting in a natural way, and that's what we're trying to do, find that fine balance, and obviously respect the officials.
We've got time for one last question from the floor. Yes, gentleman in the green.
Boa tarde, Rúben. Diogo Reis, Bola na Rede. A Chequia é uma equipa física.
Good afternoon, Rúben. Czechia is a very strong team. They're dangerous in dead balls, and they create danger from crosses. Did you prepare for that specifically? Yes. We need to know who they are, and we need to know their strong suits. Recently, someone said that they were so tall and so strong and we weren't. I don't think that's the case. Yes, it's true that some of our players are short, but I think we have a very balanced team. When it comes to physicality, we are very aware of who our opponents are, and we know what their strong suits are.
Remote question. I'll just put the journalist online and we'll hear him through the speakers. You can ask your question.
Hello, this is Abdul Hadi from Uqad, Saudi Arabia.
Yes, ask your question.
Robin, do you have 2 players from Saudi League, the legends Cristiano and Robin Neves? How do you see the Saudi League impacting your national team?
How do I see the Saudi League?
Eu acho que eles perguntaram se o
How do I
campeonato
see the Saudi League? What?
Eu acho que eles perguntaram se como é que recebem o apoio dos sauditas.
Não, mas confirma.
Can you repeat the question, please?
My question is about the Portugal has two players from Saudi League, Cristiano and Rúben Neves. As a player from Portuguese, how you see the impact of the Saudi League on your national team?
The impact of the Saudi League in my national team. Well, I'll just say that just the same way I would answer to any other league. No league concerns me right now. I'm concerned about the Euros. I'm concerned about what we can do together as a team of individuals. Of course, everyone comes from different places, but what matters is what we do now in this competition.
That's great. Thanks very much, Rúben.
Obrigado, Rúben.
Yeah.
Rúben. Quase que morria.
Join us here, and there's the headset if you need it, yes. Who shall we start?
Almost died.
Who would you like to start with?
Vamos começar ali com a agência Lusa. Yeah.
Boa tarde, Roberto Martínez aqui, Luís Garopa da Lusa.
Aqui. Olá, boa tarde.
Queria que falasse um pouco sobre este estágio.
Could you please talk about this preparation stage? Was everything good? Was everything not ideal? Is Portugal as strong as we could be? I think this preparation stage was great. The goal was a very clear goal. We had tactical goals. We wanted to get ready for what we'll be doing tomorrow and what we'll want to put on the pitch tomorrow and throughout all the other games. And we wanted also to carry out some individual preparation. I think this whole time was very fruitful from an individual standpoint. All outfield players are ready. They have different skills. Some players over which we had some physical doubts, they're all okay. We have 3 goalkeepers, and they've all 3 shown that we can count on them and win matches. In terms of preparation, this was very good. Maybe this is not a doubt to you, but we'd like to know if we're going to play with 2 or 3 players at centre back. No, I can't tell you yet. But you need to wait 24 hours, that's all. It's getting close. It's very clear for us what we want to do, but I haven't yet talked to the players. There's another practice session today. I can tell you that Diogo Costa will be in goal. I talked to all 3 goalkeepers. They're all working properly, but I think goalkeepers need a specific type of preparation before a match, and Diogo Costa knows he'll be in goal. During the qualification stages, it was perfect. You won all matches. What do you need to replicate it now during the group stage? It's going to be 3 matches. I'm sure you're preparing. You had some time to prepare. What was the takeaway from the preparation stages that you transposed to this moment? Well, this is different now. This is competition. We have 3 matches now, and we're focused on that. Every single player is focused on that. We have different players now than we did during the qualification stages, and we need to work and make the best use of our talent. Talent is necessary, that's a fact, but we need to show what we can do off the ball. We need to be mentally very strong. We need to be able to overcome hurdles during matches, and that's all part of being a team. I think the team is ready, but we're not at peak performance yet. We can only be there after these first 3 matches.
Pedro Oliveira, a Diário Notícias da Ilha da Madeira. Na seleção, jogadores que vão fazer o primeiro campeonato da Europa e também tem Cristiano.
Some of your players are playing for the first time at an Euros, and Ronaldo is playing his 6th. How important is the captain for the younger players? Well, he's very, very important. My experience in European tournaments, Euros or World Cups, the key is the mix of experience and new talent. And I think our team does it perfectly. You mentioned Cristiano, and himself as well as Pepe. They bring experience that nobody else has. They're the 2 oldest players in the tournament, and then we have Chico Conceição, João Neves, and they've all shown to be very influential during matches. So like I said, we need all of this. This is all, they all need to be linked together. They all need to be committed. That is crucial for us.
Aqui atrás do pilar, Pedro Cunha, 00. Não é fácil, mas boa tarde. Desculpa. Boa tarde. Roberto, eu queria lhe fazer uma pergunta sobre o Francisco Conceição. Ele fez 90 minutos.
I'd like to ask you about Francisco Conceição. He played 90 minutes against Finland, and then for the following 2 matches, he wasn't on the pitch. Does he have a specific profile for certain moments? Is he like a daredevil, a live wire? Or do you think he can play 90 minutes regularly? Oh no, it was his maiden game for us. It was a culmination of a process. He's a different player. He's a very vertical player. He's very good on 1v1. He's got this very important profile. But we didn't want to run any risks. We didn't know about his recovery time. He's a very explosive player, and we wanted him to recover well. And in the past 2 training sessions, he already trained at a very high rate. And now it's all about being competitive, and football will make its decisions, but Chico Conceição is very important in for our whole squad. The game against Croatia, is this a ghost in the mind of Portuguese? Have you been able to correct what was left? I remind you, the game against Croatia that we lost was a friendly. So generally speaking, when you lose such a match, it's not very important. It's important to look at all matches. We wanted to show what could happen when they score against us during the early stages of the game. This was actually the first game any team scored against us during the first half. But this was a friendly. This game was a game we wanted to grow in. And I think after these 90 minutes, the team is better prepared than before. I know you like history, and you like history, football history, and Portugal has great history. We've had head coaches with special superstitions. Scolari was devoted to Our Lady of Caravaggio. Fernando Santos, who won the Euros, always held a cross. Do you have any type of superstition? Is there anything that you want to do, that you tend to do after these competitions? Do you talk to your family? No. This is a boring answer, but no, I have no superstition. I was born on a Friday the 13th, and so therefore I'm not the kind of person to be superstitious. We often talk about the team, but I want to know how you feel after each match. Are you calm and collected? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel pressure? What are these 24 hours before the match be like for you? When you play international football, things are different. We have a lot of time to prepare for each match. It's important to be relaxed. It's important to have a working plan. Whenever I can't do that, it's hard to enjoy my time. We need to make the best use of time because head coaches don't win matches. The players win matches. We need to be quiet and relaxed. We need to be collected in order to provide the players with the best tactics. But if I made the best use of my time, I will be able to enjoy this. The head coach of Czechia has just said that the team would not be thinking of defending. They were going to attack. They were going to move forward. Do you expect this? Are you scared? Or do you think you're going to call their bluff? And do you think they're going to play deep? Or do you think they're going to attack? I think their style is very, very clear. I've played 3 times against them. And while the tactical structure can change, if they play 4 at the back or 5 at the back, it can change. But I like their style. They have high pressure, they take risks, they want to score. Suchek has been having very good seasons. Patrick Schick just won the German league. Their players mark the style, the playing style of Czechia. They play to win. They like to take risks. And I think this is going to be a wonderful type of game for neutral fans.
Almo Bild. ¿Puedo en español o inglés?
English maybe for everybody.
You were already talking about the preparation or the before the Euros in general, but especially these days in Germany. Was there any focus you had? Anything, any sector you did good steps? I don't know, team building, tactical analysis, work on the pitch. Any special focus?
I think the focus followed the moment that we had the draw. We had a very specific structure because we were in Group F. That gave us an opportunity to have 3 friendly games, which I think it was important for us to use 23 players. We used 25 players. And then when we arrived in Germany, we continued. It's the first time that we got a block that more than 4 days to prepare a game. So for us, it was a real good opportunity to get used to the facilities. We had an incredible reception. Well above what I expected with the Portuguese fans in general. It's been incredible to have that warmth and that energy. So I would say that the period is gone according to plan, and now it's just probably we're ready. We've seen every national team play. It's almost you're getting a little bit looking forward to tomorrow to start our game.
Hello, coach.
Hello.
BeanymanSports. How much is important for you to win the first game? And are all the players ready to face the Czech national team?
I think when you talk about win, how you win, I think the coaches, we need to give clarity to the players how you win. You don't focus on winning. You're focusing on playing well, on executing the concepts, working hard as a team. I think there are many things that you need to do before you can win. You win as a consequence of performing well. And I think we got the experience in our dressing room to do that. Obviously, we got a group phase, we got 3 games. Winning the first game doesn't give you the qualification. Losing the first game doesn't stop you from the qualification. So it's not a knockout game, but I think we're focusing on the aspects that could help us to grow and win games rather than just winning.
Hola, Roberto. Daniel Chanona from Televisa Univision, Mexico and United States. I will ask you in English, but you can answer in Portuguese. Okay?
Obrigado. Mais uma aula para mim.
Cristiano recently has said this generation deserves to win this championship, this Euro Cup. So, in your opinion, why? Is this generation able to do it?
Well, I think we can only judge... Oh, desculpa. Tinha chip em inglês. Acho que a fase de apuramento mostrou que o grupo...
I think the qualification stages has shown that the team and the group is very committed. We've won all matches, and those were the qualification stages. But now it's different. This is where the rubber meets the road. We have 3 games, and over 3 games, we need to give it our best shot. Cristiano is the only player who has played in 5 Euros, and he may now play his 6th Euros. His experience is very important. The dressing room is important, but we know there will be difficult times during the tournament. We need to see whether or not we have the quality to progress.
Had his problems with Manchester United and away from the field, but how do you see him now, both physically and mentally, and how close can we see him to being the Cristiano Ronaldo we know, even at the age of 39?
Well, I must admit, Cristiano is in the national team in merit. Nobody gets into the national team just by having a name. Cristiano scored 51 goals in 50 games, consistency that he had in his club, in his league, and he scored 9 goals in our qualification round. So for us, he's a goal scorer. For us, he's someone that he can make that final move, someone that he can really stretch defenders, they can really open spaces. Obviously, over the years, Cristiano has changed his way of playing slightly, but I can only say that Cristiano is in the national team in merit, and probably the numbers are there to back that up.
Olá, Roberto. António Botelho, em direto para a TSF. Pergunto-lhe se já escolheu o nome da missão ou se já foi escolhido esse nome, a missão de Portugal. Estamos na véspera do jogo.
Is there a name for the Portuguese mission? And in the last Euros, you knocked out Portugal. Do you think the Portuguese team now can knock out Belgium?
Muitas palavras e muitas ideias, e acho que a melhor
I've heard a lot of ideas for the name, and I think our team shows passion to wear the jersey, the passion to represent the country. So I'd say passionate is the word that best describes our group. When it comes to international tournaments, you can't compare. These are different tournaments. There was Euros during COVID. Now we have full stadiums. We used to have empty stadiums. You cannot compare. Our dressing room is fully ready. We have 23 outfield players that are prepared to play tomorrow. And what happens next will be dictated by the next 3 games. As for the name, apaixonado, passionate.
Hola, Ashley González de TV Azteca México. Me encantaría preguntarte cómo percibes emocionalmente de disputar lo que podría ser su última Euro y también si consideras si el partido ante República Checa puede ser el más complicado de esta fase de grupos.
Bueno, primero decir que hemos tenido un periodo de preparación muy bueno a nivel de grupo, entonces todos los jugadores están con muy buena energía. La recepción que tuvimos en Alemania fue espectacular y yo creo que del nivel psicológico fue eso, la recepción, de la manera que nos trataron en Portugal, los 3 partidos que tuvimos amistosos en distintas ciudades de Portugal fue fantástico. Entonces solo puedo decir que a nivel emocional todos los jugadores están tranquilos, orgullosos y preparados. A nivel de los partidos, espero que no sea el más difícil. Queremos que todos los partidos sean difíciles y que de más que juguemos, más difíciles sean. Yo respeto muchísimo a República Checa. Es un equipo que me gusta muchísimo, con el estilo, con la forma de buscar el riesgo, de defender muy arriba, de buscar transiciones rápidas, de poner muchos jugadores en el último tercio. Entonces, claramente va a ser un juego muy abierto y difícil.
Okay, we've got time for one more question. Just a reminder, we can only ask questions in the 4 languages that have been interpreted, please. So German, Czech, English or Portuguese. Thank you.
Boa tarde, Pedro Neves de Sousa, Correio da Manhã e CMTV. Eu pergunto-se, olhando para a qualidade da seleção e também para este...
When we look at the quality of our national team and at all the atmosphere surrounding the national team, did you bring enough clothes to go back to Portugal only at the end of the tournament? We must believe. We need to dream big. If we don't dream big, then it'll be tough. But we also, we owe it to everyone to play well. Tomorrow will be the right time to show that we're ready, that we can meet all the expectations. But after the first 3 matches, we can gauge whether or not we deserve to stay or not. I brought 7 shirts, not 3. But now we need to put it all out there, on the pitch, for these first 3 matches.